Delegations have begun arriving in New York for next week's UN General Assembly. South Africa's chief diplomat, Lindiwe Sisulu, says the country has received unprecedented support ahead of the Nelson Mandela Peace Summit and that they will carry Madiba's example into their work in the Security Council next year. Speaking in a wide-ranging interview in New York ahead of the summit, and UN General Secretary Sisulu also reaffirmed the new administration's position that it was reviewing its withdrawal from the International Criminal Court. Sherwin Bryce Pease has this report.
So we feel extremely privileged as South Africans.
She lauded the world's embrace of their initiative to hold a peace summit in former President Nelson Mandela's name and argued it was time for the UN and bodies like the Security Council to do things differently.
We would like to use the symbol of Madiba, who made sure that at all times he carried everybody, including his enemy. Sure. So those who may disagree with us, we want to use the opportunity to persuade them that our way of doing things, our way of seeing things might be the better way. Not because we think that we're better, but because we've been through the worst and we have survived it. We have learned.
It is so decided.
In Council, she said they would put the country's national interests first, and then that of Africa, and again appeared to backtrack on earlier decisions to withdraw from the International Criminal Court.
We have opted out of the ICC, perhaps in a peak of anger. And we felt that we are actually better off in the ICC to transform it from inside, rather than standing outside and hurling a whole lot of expletives from outside.
Minister Sisulu reiterated President Ramaphosa's view that unilateralism was on the rise, calling it an unfortunate situation in our time, before turning her attention to the relationship with the United States.
We are fairly new, the Trump administration is fairly new, but I am confident that after meeting with my counterpart, we will be able to sort most of these things out.
There's a planned meeting for
There is a planned
York,
meeting
right?
for New York on the sidelines of New York.
Sisulu urged the country's diplomats globally to engage in greater economic diplomacy, with President Ramaphosa expected to engage business leaders in New York next week as part of his multi-billion-dollar investment drive to rescue the country's teetering economy. Sherwin Bryce, Pease, SABC News, New York.